Venice. Thank you all for being here tonight. With such pleasure, and without further ado, the closing night of the Merchant of Venice.
I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it. What stuff 'tis made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want what sadness makes of me that I have much ado to know myself.
Your mind is tossing on the ocean. There where your argosies with portly sail, like sailors and rich burghers on the flood, do overpeer the petty traffickers. To curtsy to them, do them reverence as they fly by them with their woven wings.
Believe me, sir, and I such venture forth, the better part of my affections would be with my hopes abroad. I should be still plucking the grass to know where sits the wind, peering in maps for piers and ports and roads, and every object that may make me fear misfortune to my ventures, out of doubt, would make me sad.
I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise.
Believe me, no. I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore, my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why then you are in love!
Fie! Fie.
Not in love neither. Then let us say you are sad because you are not married. It were as easy for you to laugh and leap and say you are married because you are not sad. Now, my two-headed Janus, nature hath framed strange fellows in her time. Here comes Bassanio, your most noble kinsmen, Gratiano and Lorenzo. Fare you well, we leave you now in better company. I would stay till I had made you merry if worthier friends had not prevented me.
Your worth is very dear in my regard.
Good morrow, my good lords.
Good seigneurs both, when shall we laugh? Say when. You grow exceeding strange, must it be so?
We'll make our leisures to attend on yours.
My lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you. But at dinner time, I pray you have in mind where we must meet.
I will not fail you.
You look not well, Signor Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do buy it with great care. Believe me, you are marvelously changed.
I hold the world, but as the world, Gratiano, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one.
Let me play the fool, and with mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Yeah, I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and it is my love that speaks. There are sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and to a wilful stillness entertain, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit, as who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I open my lips, let no dog bark. Oh, my Antonio, I do know of these, that therefore only are reputed wise for saying nothing, when, I am very sure, if they should speak, would almost damn those ears which, hearing them, would call their brothers fools. I'll tell you more of this another time, but fish not with this melancholy bait for this fool's gudgeon, this opinion. Come, Lorenzo, fare you well. I will end my exhortation after dinner.
Well, we will leave you then till dinner time. For now I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Gratiano never lets me speak.
Well, keep me in thy company, but 2 years more thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue.
Farewell, I'll grow a talker for this year.
Thanks, faith, for silence is only commendable in a neat's tongue dried and a maid not vendible.
Is that anything now?
Gratiano speaks an infinite deal of nothing, more than any man in all of Venice. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hid in 2 bushels of chaff. You shall seek all day ere you find them. When you have them, they are not worth the search.
Well, tell me now what lady is the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage, that you today promised to tell me of.
'Tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate by something showing a more swelling port than my faint means of grand continuance. Nor do I now make moan to be abridged from such a noble rig, but my chief care is to come fairly off from the great debts where in my time something too prodigal hath left me engaged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most, in money and in love, and from your love I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear of all the debts I owe.
I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. And if it stand as you yourself still do within the eye of honor, be sure, my purse, my person. My extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions.
In my school days, when I had lost one shaft, I shot his fellow of the self-same flight, the self-same way, with more advised watch to find the other 4th. And by venturing both, I oft found both. I urge this child proof, for what follows is pure innocence. I owe you much. Like a willful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow that self-way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim, or to find both, or bring your latter hazard back again, and thankfully rest deader for the first.
Then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am pressed unto it. Therefore speak.
In Belmont is a lady richly left, and she is fair, and fairer than that word of wondrous virtues. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair, speechless messages. Her name is Portia. Nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus's Portia, nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the 4 winds blown from every coast renowned suitors, and her sunny locks hang in her temples like a golden fleece. And many Jasons come in quest of her. Oh, my Antonio. Had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, I have a mind presages be such thrift that I should question this be fortunate.
Thou knowest all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Therefore, go forth. Try what my credit can in Venice do that should be racked even to the utmost, to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. Go, presently inquire, and so will I, where money is, and I no question make, to have it in my trust, or for my sake.
My troth, nurse, my little body is weary of this great world.
Would be, sweet madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. And yet, for aught I see, they are as sick that circuit with too much as they that starve with nothing.
Good sentences and well pronounced.
It would be better if well followed.
If to do were as easy as to know what we're good to do, chapels had been churches, and poor men's cottages, princes' palaces. It is a good divine that follows his own instructions. I could easier teach 20 what were good to be done than to be one of the 20 to follow mine own teaching. Such a hair is madness, the youth, to skip over the meshes of good counsel critical. But this reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband.
choose whom I will, nor refuse whom I dislike. Thus is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Nerissa, that I may neither choose one nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. Therefore, the lottery which he hath devised in these 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you, will no doubt never be chosen by any rightly than by one who shall rightly love. But what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors that already come?
I pray thee, overname them, and as thou namest them, I will describe them, and according to my description, level it my affection.
First, there is the Neapolitan prince.
Aye, it's a cult indeed, for he doth nothing but talk of his horse, and he makes it a good appropriation of his own good parts, that he can shoot him himself. I am much afeard, my lady, his mother played false with a smith.
How say you then to the French Lord Monsieur Le Bon?
God made him, and therefore let him pass for a man. In truth, I know it is a sin to be a mocker, but he hath a horse better than the Neapolitans, a better bad habit of frowning than the County Palatine. He is every man in no man. If he hear throstle sing, he will fall straight to capering. He will fence with his own shadow. If I should marry him, I should marry 20 husbands. If he should despise me, I would forgive him. For if he love me to madness, I should never requite him.
How say you then to Falconbridge, the young Baron of England?
You know, I say nothing to him. For he understands not me, nor I him. He hath neither Latin, French, nor Italian, and you will come into the court and say I have a poor penny's worth in the English. He is a proper man's picture. But alas, who can converse with a dumb show? How happily he is suited. I think he bought his doublet in Italy, his round hose in France, his bonnet in Germany, and his behavior everywhere.
If he should offer to choose, and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will if you should refuse to accept him.
Therefore, for I fear for the worst, I pray thee, set a glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. For if the devil be within, and that temptation without, I know he will choose it. I will do anything, Nerissa, ere I be married to a sponge.
You need not fear, lady, the having of any of these lords. They have acquainted me with their determinations, which is indeed to return to their home and to trouble you with no more suit, unless you may be won by some other sort when your father's in position depending on the caskets.
If I live to be as old as Sibia, I will die as chaste as Diana, unless I be obtained by the manner of my father's will. I'm glad this parcel of wooers are so reasonable, for there is not one but I dote on his very absence, and I pray God grant them a fair departure.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar, and a soldier that come hither in the company of the Marquis of Montferrat?
Yes! Yes, it was Bassanio, as I think he was so called.
True, madam. He, of all the men that ever my foolish eyes did look upon, was the best deserving of their lady.
You remember him well, and I remember him worthy of my praise. How now? What news?
The four strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave, and there's a forerunner come from a fifth, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word the prince's master will be here tonight.
If I can bid the fifth welcome with so good a heart as I can bid the other four farewell, I should be glad of his approach.
If he has the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil, I should rather he shrive me than wive me. Come, Nerissa, Sirrah, go before. As we shut the gates on one wooer, another knocks at the door.
$3,000. Well, aye, sir, for 3 months.
3 months? Well,
For the which, as I have told you, Antonio shall be bound.
Antonio shall become bound. Well.
Will you send me? Would you pleasure me? Shall I know your answer?
3,000 ducats for 3 months, and Antonio bound.
Your answer for that?
Antonio is a good man.
Have you heard any imputation of the contrary?
Oh, no. My meaning in saying he is a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition. Yet an argosy bound for Tripoli, another for the Indies. I understand, moreover, upon the Rialto he hath a third of Mexico, a fourth for England, and other ventures he hath squandered abroad. But ships are but boards, sailors but men. There be land rats and water rats, water thieves and land thieves. I mean, pirates. And then there be the peril of waters, winds, and rocks. The man is, notwithstanding, sufficient. I think I may take his bond.
Be assured you may.
I will be assured I may. And that I may be assured I will bethink me. May I speak with Antonio?
If it please you to dine with us.
Yes, to smell pork, to eat of the habitation which your prophet, the Nazarite, conjured the devil into. I will buy with you, sell with you, talk with you, walk with you, and so following, but I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. What news on the Rialto? Who is he comes here?
This is Signor Antonio.
How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him, for he is a Christian. But more, for that in low simplicity he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. If I should catch him once upon the hip, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. He hates our sacred nation. And he rails, even where merchants most do congregate, on me, my bargains, and my well-won thrift, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him.
Shylock, do you hear?
I am debating of my present store, and by the mere guess of my memory, I cannot instantly raise up the gross of full 3,000 ducats. Oh, what of that? Tubal, a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, shall furnish me. But soft, how many months do you require? I'll rest you fair, good signor. Your worship was the last man in our mouths.
Shylock, although I neither lend nor borrow by taking nor by giving of excess, yet supply the right wants of my friend. I will break a custom. As he had possessed how much he would.
Aye, 3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months.
I forgot. 3 months. You told me so. Well then, your bond. And let me see, but hear you. Methought you said you neither lend nor borrow upon advantage.
I do never use it.
When Jacob graced his uncle Laban's sheep, this Jacob from our holy Abram was, as his wise mother wrought in his behalf. The third possessor, aye, he was the third.
And what of him? Did he take interest?
No, not take interest, not as you would say, directly interest. Mark what Jacob did. When Laban and himself were compromised, that all the elings which were streaked and pied should fall as Jacob's hire, the ewes, being rag in the end of autumn, turned to the rams, and when the work of generation was between these woolly breeders and the act, the skillful shepherd peeled me certain wands, and in the doing of the deed of kind, he stuck them up before the fulsome ewes, who, in conceiving, did in evening time fall party-colored lambs, and those were Jacob's. This was a way to thrive, and he was blessed. And thrift is blessing if men steal it not.
This was a venture, sir, that Jacob served for. A thing not in his power to bring to pass, but swayed and fashioned by the hand of heaven. Was this inserted to make interest good? Or is your gold and silver used in rams?
I cannot tell. I make it breed as fast. But no, miss.
Mark you this, Bassanio. The devil can cite scripture for his purpose. An evil soul producing holy witness is like a villain with a smiling cheek. A goodly apple, rotten at the heart. Oh, what a goodly outside falsehood hath.
3,000 ducats, 'tis a good round sum. 3 months from 12. Now let me see the ring.
Well, Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Signor Antonio, many a time and often, Rialto, you have rated me about my moneys and my usances. Still have I borne it with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spit upon my Jewish gabardine, and all for use of that which is mine own. Well then, it now appears you need my help. Well, go to then. You come to me and you say, Shylock, we would have monies. You say so. You, that did void your room upon my beard, and foot me as you spurn a stranger cur over your threshold. Monies is your suit. What should I say to you? Should I not say, have the dog money? Is it possible a cur can lend thee 3,000 ducats? Or shall I bend low and in a bondsman's key with bated breath and whispered humbleness say this, fair sir, you spit upon me Wednesday last, you spurned me such a day. Another time you called me dog, and for these courtesies I'll lend thee thus much money.
I am as like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends. For when did friendship take a breed for barren metal of his friend? But lend it rather to thine enemy, who, if he break, thou mayest with better face exact the penalty.
Why, look you how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames that you have stained me with. Supply your present wants, and take no doit of usance for my monies, and you'll not hear me. This is kind I offer.
This were kindness.
This kindness will I show. Go with me to a notary, and seal me there your single bond, and in a merry sport, if you repay me not in such a day, in such a place, such sum or sums as are expressed in the condition, let the forfeit be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh, to be cut off and taken in what part of your body pleased me.
Content. In faith, I'll seal to such a bond and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal such a bond for me, or rather dwell in my necessity.
I fear not, man. I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond.
Oh, Father Abram, what these Christians are, whose own hard dealings teaches them to suspect the thoughts of others. I pray you tell me this. If he should break his day, what should I gain by the exaction of the forfeiture? A pound of man's flesh taken from a man is not so estimable, profitable neither, than flesh of muttons, beefs, or goats. I say, to buy his favor, I extend this friendship, if you will take it so, if not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Yes, Shylock, I will seal him to this bond.
Then meet me forthwith at the notary's, give him direction for this merry bond, and I will go and purse the ducats straight. See to my house, left in their fearful guard of an unthrifty knave. And presently I will be with you.
Hide thee, gentle Jew. The Hebrew will turn Christian, he grows kind.
I like not fair terms in a villain's mind.
Come on, in this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day.
It's like
my complexion. Shadowed livery of the burnished son to whom I am a neighbor and near bred. I tell thee, lady, this aspect of mine hath feared the valiant. And by my love I swear, the best regarded virgins of our clime have loved it too. I would not change this you, except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen.
In terms of choice, I am not solely led by nice direction of a maiden's eyes. Besides, the lottery of my destiny bars me the right of voluntary choosing. But if my father had not scanted me and hedged me by his wit to yield myself his wife, who wins me by the means I told you, yourself, renowned prince, then stood as fair as any comer I have looked on yet for my affection.
Even for that, I thank you. Therefore, I pray you, lead me to the caskets to draw my fortune. By this scimitar, I would outstare the sternest eyes that look, outbrave the heart most daring on the earth, pluck the unsucking cub from the she-bear, yet mock the lion when he roars for prey. To win me, lady.
You must make your choice, and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose, if you choose wrong. Never to speak to lady in way of marriage afterward. Therefore be advised.
No, I will not. Come bring me unto my chance.
First, forward to the temple. After dinner your hazard shall be made.
Good fortune then, to make me blessed or cursed amongst men.